check out this bizarre rapper style used by me. The B.I.G. I put my key, you put your key in. Money will be seeing, we'll reach the fucking ceiling. Check it. My calico been cop. This rap Alfred Hitchcock drop top notch. Player hating gon' stop. This instant. Rappers too persistent. Quick to spit. Biggie name on shit. Make my name taste like ass when you speak it. See me in the street, your jewelry, you can keep it. That be our little secret. See me. B that is, I that is, G whiz. Motherfuckers still in my bed. Hope they know my nigga got a fucking kidnap kids. Fuck them in they ass, throw them over the bridge. That's how it is. My shit is laid out. Fuck that beef shit. That shit is played out. Y'all got the goal. All I make is one phone call. All y'all disappear by tomorrow. All your guns is borrowed. I don't feel sorrow. Actually, your man passed the gap to me. Now check this. What's beef? Beef is when you need two cats to go to sleep. Beef is when your moms ain't safe up in the streets. Beef is when I see you. Guaranteed to be in ICU. One more time. What's beef? Beef is when you make your enemies start your G. Beef is when you roll no less than 30 deep. Beef is when I see you. Guaranteed to be in ICU. Check it. I done smoked with the best of them. Shot at the rest of them. Was about 100 or more. Maybe less of them. Got my rocks off. That nigga from the brook just be wildin' on you, just be styling on you. And I tried to warn you, but your eyes fucked up. Now I cleared them shits with hits. You on the fucking bench. Pardon my French, but sometimes I get kinda peeved at these weak MCs with these supreme baller life lyrics. I call them like I see a G. Y'all niggas sound like me.
Welcome to Carter's Corner Pocket, where we feel the rocket. Today, we're talking GameStop. I see everyone in the chat. This is going to be a quick one, because you know why? My sister-in-law's birthday now today. It's Murderer's Row for birthdays. This is what happens when you live around family, man. Yesterday was my nephew's, today's my sister-in-law's, and tomorrow's my other sister-in-law's. Never stops, never ends. My wife's family is a huge Latin family, I guess Latin, Spanish family, whatever. They're from Bolivia, but they're all in the area. We're all in the area. We're constantly doing family things, and it's hard to juggle with a baby and a business and work and kids' school and all of that. Today, the baby wouldn't even go to sleep. My wife woke me up at like 5 a.m. I took her driving around. I saw some crazy stuff go down. I should really get into GameStop. I saw some crazy stuff go down. I saw a house get busted down with like a SWAT team, or like 5 soldiers with rifles out, and then like I went to McDonald's, got a coffee. I came back, the military was gone. Then there's like 15 undercover cop cars or FBI agents, I don't know, lined up with their lights going off. I had to fill gas. I came back, everything was gone and cleared it out. I go to take my kids to school, whole street's blocked. I got no clue, and the power went out. And nobody has a clue. Everyone in the area thinks it's an accident. I'm the only one that saw a whole ass SWAT team. I saw FBI undercover agents. I saw everything over there. So that's where we're at. I heard my wife telling my daughter we only have a few minutes, so I'm gonna get through this real quick. I see everyone. Jay Crispy, Not Negative Banana, Dope Cho, Smokey, what's up? What's up? Madikin, Hank Wood, all the usuals. J42, is it John? That's what's up, man. So yeah, let me get into it, because yesterday I was talking about the markets. I'm gonna do it quick because I want to talk about GameStop. Okay, initial jobless claims rose just by a little, but when you take in my eyes, when I take it into when I factor in everything, we have jobless claims. They came in just a little bit high. They increased by 12,000. Also, continued jobless claims rose slightly, or they stayed the same, something around there. But jobless claims came in a little bit hot. Then we have retail sales growth, slowed in April from March. And think about this. People get their tax returns to spend in April, and retail spending has slowed down. So yeah, retail has slowed down by, let me see, I have the number over here, 0.5% down from 1.6% prior, the prior month. CPI came in hot at 6%. So yeah, that's a big thing, because inflation's hot, rates are high, jobless claims rose, but stocks are at all-time highs. But GameStop can't get any respect. What's up, Burton? Yeah, GameStop can't get any respect at all. Over here, consumer sentiment has slumped to a record low this year as households struggle to cope with rebound inflation. Consumer price index on an annual basis surged last month to a 3-year high of 3.8%. Cost of energy jumped to 17.9% during past year, spurred by an increase of 28.4% increase on gasoline, 54.3% gain price of fuel oil. Food prices up 3.2%, and core CPI, excluding food and energy, which I said yesterday, rose 2.8%. You have all of this going on. I showed you the negative real wage index. Americans are working harder for less now, thanks to inflation, and they're coming out in the negative. And they want us to keep spending. Market's all-time highs, right? It's all good for everyone, but it's all good for everyone at the top. Everyone else has to suffer, but has to struggle, has to make it work. My gas was like $100 yesterday. I gotta pick and choose where I'm gonna drive, and it burns a lot of gas driving my baby around. But anyways, here we go. We got all this yields. Here we go. Stock markets have been. Let's see. This is it. Where is it? Yields. Yields are over 5%, 30-year, and the last time that happened was in 2007, I believe. But what's the difference? Let's get to GameStop real quick. Doesn't matter. All right. So I was just gonna go through this real quick. Let's see. I have a few different parts marked out because we watched this interview over and over. I'm sure everyone has seen it. So let me pick out what I think I liked about it. The parts that I liked about it and the parts that I see where Ryan Cohen can take it. And what I did love about it is that he's talking about the entrepreneurial spirit, a startup he's talking about, because that's when you have to be the most relentless, because nobody knows you when you're in this startup and you have to go out there and attack the world. They say it, 3 days in a row. Ryan Cohen's been doing stuff. He's been making moves. I watched Morantz's video earlier today, Connect the Dots. I think I'm gonna take it to my in-laws and then just chill out and read it when they're talking all their nonsense gossiping because they got nothing better to do with their lives. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. But yeah. So I was watching it and factor in that GameStop has call options. They probably have multi-strategy right for eBay. So part of it's derivatives. So they're operating like a hedge fund, right? Multi-strategy fund is probably what, like, I imagine what Ryan Cohen would be doing. So making money on calls, making money on the way down, making money every which way. I know what Ryan Cohen's going to do. So he's boosting up GameStop's balance sheet, which is amazing. That's such a good angle because it's easy to get lost in the sauce, right? Because all the talk is on the interviews, all the talk is on the offer, all the talk is on the decline of the offer, and then Ryan Cohen comes out with the best interview, right? Just clowning on eBay. It's like he's taking the gloves off. I love it. Let me listen to this real quick. And then I'm going to relate it back to Mark Vadon and the Harvard business, whatever I was saying. And it's where Ryan Cohen could take eBay and why we have a moat if he acquires eBay.
Well, legions of fanatical followers are not.
So it's just.
So we're just a few weeks from opening the restaurant.
Of course.
It's fun, it's exciting, but it's also very stressful. Being able to count on
A straightforward deal, but it was too complicated for them on CNBC.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know those guys at CNBC. They're extremely smart, particularly when it comes to business. They seem completely baffled and didn't think your maths added up. You make it sound very simple. Why are they so bemused?
I don't know. Maybe they spent too much time in college or something. I have zero idea.
Michael Burry is no fool.
The funniest thing is I saw Andrew Sorkin at a conference due to my job, and he was speaking on his book. I have his book. It's on a bookshelf over there. I would never put it on my live stream, but it's so funny it lined up the same week. But whatever it is, here we go. His smile gets me every single time because he knows the plan. He knows he's gonna kill GameStop's board of directors. He's giving them a chance. He said, have a meeting with me. Have a meeting with me. Have something constructive. Show me that you can work. Show me that you have drive. Show me that you want better. That's what he wants. He wants that entrepreneurial spirit, the drive in it. They don't have it.
Well, first of all, in terms of skepticism, there's always been a lot of skepticism around GameStop. It's a business that was highly shorted, and everyone was betting against it. And it should have gone bankrupt many times over, and it didn't, and now it's highly profitable. Chewy, there was a lot of skepticism going head to head against Pets.com and then competing against Amazon. In this case, it's less about the actual financing, and it's more about dealing with an entrenched board and management team that ultimately, if this transaction goes through, they rejected it, and overall, they were right. It's not attractive to them because if this deal goes through, the board that made $4 million in director fees last year is kaput and they're gone. And the management team that's making hundreds of millions of dollars in risk-free compensation and the CEO has never invested a dollar of his own money since being CEO. So that's the problem. The problem is we need to go, we need to deal with the owners of the business as opposed to a management team and board that has perverse financial incentives, and they're just employees. It's a paycheck. They're not the owners.
So there you go. You have it right there. He's going straight to eBay shareholders, right? They're the owners, right? GameStop being one of them who has the vote, who has 5% stake, right? One of the largest shareholders. What else do we have? There's the tender offer they can do, the proxy vote, different things. So they're going to go to the shareholders, I believe, and then they're going to get the majority because why? I don't know. Like they're gonna run it more profitably. Earnings per share is gonna jump. Ryan Cohen makes too much sense. I can't. These people had a 40%. They passed up on a 40%, 46% premium on the share for their shareholders just to preserve their own jobs. And they're already fat cats getting fat off the business. $4 million director fees, hundreds of millions of dollars. He said in risk-free compensation. I can't even imagine having risk-free compensation like that. So here we go.
The eBay response from their chairman, Paul Pressler, in a letter.
Bitch, Paul Pressler, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I'll tell you why. Right here. Like, he has the audacity to say this to Ryan Cohen, what he's about to say. Let me read this from it's Wikipedia, but you know what? I don't care. It's factual enough to me. Let's see. This is when he worked at Disney. Here you go. Okay, he was the president of Disneyland, second executive to hold the position, whatever, after legend Jack Lindquist. Here, during his tenure, Pressler was credited with guiding the theme parks through tough times, but was also known for cost-cutting measures, such as reducing customer service training, having employees wash their own uniforms, and closing rides and shows early. He attempted to discontinue a disabled person's discount. That sounds like private equity right there, but was forced to back down after backlash. With cost cutting, Disneyland was profitable while attendance declined. What does Ryan Cohen want to do? He wants to cost cut, but not in this way. He's trying to make disabled people pay more, employees to wash their own clothes, shutting down rides and everything early. But he's about to say, watch this.
Letter to you was, we have concluded that your proposal is neither credible nor attractive.
And yeah, hold on. Before I say that, I saw heard the book's good. The book is really good. Actually, it's pretty good. I mean, I didn't know until I got it. I saw like the clowns just giving it bad ratings, but it's pretty cool because you get to go through the GameStop story and you get to see Chapter 4's Bed Bath and Gone, and I love it. Each chapter is like 3 pages, so I feel like I'm blazing through the book. But the coolest thing about it is that Marantz incorporates all the private equity angle, and you get to know all the bad actors. Like lesser known, they'll tell like he has the names of the board members that were planted to tank GameStop, different things like that maybe you need refreshers on. Or I like to just honestly, it's cool because I know the story. I like to flip to different pages and just start reading. But let me see, Shriek. Let's see. Crazy, the board didn't even try to meet with Ryan. But then again, they're trying to protect their cushy job. Exactly, that tells you everything. They didn't even offer to meet with someone that offered premium, 46% premium to their shareholders. What type of fiduciary duty is that they're doing? Did you think they were going to just hand the keys to the building? Exactly. No way. I mean, I maybe I was just boosted, but I don't know because I'm not in this world. Oh, that book. This one's pretty good. Oh, that I mean, he spoke about it. I actually I left. I I grabbed the book. It's all right. I mean, I haven't read it. I grabbed the book and then I was walking back to my desk and I passed him in the hallway and he was like, "Oh, you got the book?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm taking the book." I'm like, completely different. Like he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. I didn't even want to talk to him about GameStop, but yeah. So, anyways, let's go along. He was, and what's funny is like what he spoke about because a few days later I went back and watched the conference, and he was talking about everything we talk about. Oh, the leverage, the extreme leverage that's taken out, and he was talking about how the amount of leverage that was taken out, the past few, the amount of leverage that was taken out in the last crashes, it matches up with this, and like he's just talking about dot-com bubble, the Great Depression, all of that, and how things are starting to be a perfect storm again for another pullback, correction, crash, whatever it may be. But yeah,
And they laid out 6 factors affecting their decision. One, eBay's standalone prospects. They said either eBay will do better going it alone. 2, the uncertainty regarding your financing proposal. In other words, they don't think you have enough money via GameStop. The impact of your proposal on eBay's long-term growth and profitability. In other words, concerns for the future success of the company due to the talk of cuts. The leverage, operational risks, and
he's concerned about the future success of the company due to cuts, but he just cut a bunch of stuff at Disneyland.
leadership structure of the combined entity. In other words, you might damage eBay in the long term by combining it with GameStop and poor management. The resulting implications of these factors.
Poor management, cutting customer service, and making employees wash their own clothes. I'm like, well, I mean, wash their own clothes, I guess, but whatever. I mean, wash their own uniforms, closing rides early, taking away disabled discounts. It's funny to me.
You might make eBay less valuable due to your management style and GameStop's governance and executive incentives. In other words, they don't think you're fit to run eBay. What is your kind of overall response to the eBay management team?
I'm not like them. I'm an owner operator. I'm not I'm not the one of the country club executives that get recruited through these professional agencies. So my incentives are aligned with maximizing shareholder value, and the way to do that at any company is to make the business stronger and much more profitable. So, I mean, they're going to throw up every single one of these excuses. The bottom line is we offered shareholders a 46% premium to when we originally started buying it, and they didn't even take me up on my offer to meet with them. And they did all this BS stuff with their advisors and issued a public press release, but didn't set up a meeting with me. So ultimately, it's up to the owners of the business. They're just in the way.
Love it.
Websites your competitors don't want you to know. Part 2. All you do is go to this website, and it lets you find.
You want eBay ultimately, as you've put it, to be a legitimate competitor to Amazon. So obviously they operate in a similar kind of marketplace way. What would be the first things you do? I mean, Polymarket at the moment, the prediction market has a 16% possibility that you will still acquire eBay. So clearly, and certainly from your rhetoric in this interview, you're not giving up at all in your pursuit of it. If you were to get your hands on it, what would be the things you would immediately do to try and be more competitive with Amazon?
Here, now listen.
We charge you $2 more and we launch half as many products. No, please don't change my Zulily, right? But it's different, right? Because we're in a world where most of e-commerce is about rapid procurement. Because most of e-commerce is very intent driven. It's my iPhone cable, I lost it, I need an iPhone cable. If I need that cable, I need it. So the faster it gets to me, the better, versus our products that are a lot more impulse driven. But I think we're misunderstood around this issue, honestly, right? Because the investment community, it's interesting, our investors tend not to be the same people who are our customers. You know, you go to Wall Street and you meet a 28-year-old in a blue blazer, almost always a guy, They're not shopping the site. They don't understand what's motivating these customers. And what they've been taught is that in e-commerce, it has to be low price, it has to be a commodity product, and it has to get there fast. You know, if 2 days is good, 1 day is better, same day is better, the whole world's chasing that. And for us, that's not the model. And that's, I think, why we're successful. We found white space. We found a consumer opportunity where it wasn't being dominated. If we had to go head for head on same-day delivery with Amazon, we'd get crushed. For entrepreneurs out there, any business you come up with where you think it's going head-to-head with Amazon, think of another business, right? It's too hard.
You heard him reference white space also. So now we're going to lead to white space.
But what if we could come up with some real barriers? What if we could actually define how competitor B cannot move into this box where D is? Or competitor C, try as they might, cannot move over to attack this white space that's up in this top left corner, top right.
So here we go. We have it. We have the white. I'm going to go back to the other part. But we need to occupy a white space, okay? And I know this is the way Ryan Cohen's thinking. What is the white space? What is the moat? White space is an area where other businesses cannot easily detach from what their persona is, what their offering is, whatever their aura is of their business, and come over and dominate and enter your space. So that's the white space that Ryan Cohen's going to occupy, and I'll speak on that. I got to go quickly, but I'm going to get through this.
Right corner. How would we do that? Well, let's talk about it. I'm from the software world, so I'm going to give you 2 examples. And Red Hat, that is a $11 billion market cap company. So my point to you here is try to pick real axes when you're thinking about, what it is that you're going to differentiate yourselves on that are not just faster, better, cheaper, and that actually can help you define a white space where when you get to occupy this, it's really defensible, and it is a space that will enable you to build something of value. Again, a whole subject.
Okay, so here's the white space, right? And what are these? These are barriers to entry. These are the barriers that we have to create. Think of it as a moat. Okay, so what is the moat? What is the barrier to entry? What is eBay right now? What's our white space? Right now, it's a messy peer-to-peer platform. It's cluttered right now. But what is the white space that we can provide? The physical locations. That's our moat, right? Nobody else can do that. Okay, we have physical locations nationwide, just like the PSA thing. Ryan Cohen wants to turn it into a simple, trusted e-commerce machine with trust, with grading, authentication. Right, we can authenticate items over there, and the barriers to entry, large group, 135 million, whatnot can't handle that. Okay, so who are our competitors? Trust, complexity. I wrote down over here. The competitor's weak spot is trust. Their complexity, authentication they can't do, the scams, or this is eBay, the scams that go on, the fee complexity, just all of that combined. Those are pain points that Ryan Cohen's going to attack, right? So what makes us different when Ryan Cohen does this, and he has his physical locations as GameStop? For Facebook, you only have local markets, right? You have sketchy deals. You could get stabbed at a meetup, right? You can get robbed, whatever it may be. eBay's safer. Okay, Amazon, they're weak for collectibles. Used rare items, they're weak on that. Their man Ryan Cohen referenced, he said it's a new charger, you go to Amazon. I need, right? Maybe it was Ryan Cohen, Mark Vadon, I don't know. But I think it was Ryan Cohen. So they're better for newer items. Pawn shops, lowball prices, right? They're like local card shops. It's only a local area. Whatnot, they're strong, but I mean, they have narrow categories. eBay's wide, and Ryan Cohen can expand through all the verticals, all the different categories. If it were me, I'd go straight to women, right? Because they spend money. No offense, Amber, if you're going to watch this. Or Sharon. I haven't seen her in a while. Hope she's doing well. But yeah. So Whatnot, they can't compete with eBay and the 135 million users, I believe, active users, and the authentication part of it, right? Look at all the fake Pokemon cards that go on being sold, fake packs, reseal packs, or whatnot. GameStop has already built the trust of the PSA community. Remember how everyone was like, you're going to trust GameStop with grading? Yeah, people ended up trusting GameStop with grading. So those are the moats that we build, and it's a difficult barrier to entry for all of our competitors to access. the white space that we're going to occupy. And Ryan Cohen is e-commerce, so yeah. So I mean, that's what I saw from that. So let me see where the next part is that I want to talk about.
Well, when I say Amazon, it's not going head to head in first party large categories like consumables, and eBay is the place where you go to buy a rare pen or a trading card or something like that. Amazon is the place where you go to buy a phone charger. So it's not to beat Amazon at its own game. When I say Amazon, it's building something that's much larger. And
See, he knows, and they talk. I know they talk. And we're gonna find out later. He's an angel investor. He's there. He talked about being he's sitting back, being an angel investor, letting the entrepreneur be the star of it, let them take the spotlight. And even in that, he talks about PetSmart or Petco or something like that losing part of their revenue to online pet company. And whose do you think that was?
I believe that I don't believe I would make the business much, much more profitable by getting rid of the bloat and running it more like a family business as opposed to a gigantic corporation, and moving much more quickly, and focusing, going deep into other categories like live commerce, where eBay has not been able to compete and has all of the assets in order to compete. And there's a lot of other categories where eBay could do a lot better. So they're spending, by the way, they're spending over 50% of their revenues on operating expenses, and the website still looks like it did in 1995. So it's a great business. And if you look at the financial performance of the company over the past 5 years, it's done terribly. And if you look at since the financial crisis, there's been a lot of competition in e-commerce by way of from the Shopifys of the world to social commerce to Amazon, and yet eBay is still there in spite of having a really shitty management team. So I love the asset. It's run by a bunch of losers, and it's something that can be a lot more successful if it was run by an owner that's an entrepreneur that has not just a much larger vision, but knows how to run a business and make a lot of money, and cares, because I have my own money on the line. So I don't like the management team.
Right.
I don't like the board
Tell me how you really feel, Ryan. Seriously.
of directors, and I have such disdain for these people that make hundreds of thousands to tens of millions of dollars in risk-free compensation, and everything is done in the name of corporate governance and all stuff like that, but they don't give a crap about shareholders.
You're sounding a little bit like Elon Musk. Would you take that as a compliment?
I mean, Elon has made history multiple times. So owners, they're far from the owners. They don't invest their own money. They're milking it. So they have a job to do the best for shareholders and engage on this. And if they don't, then we'll do whatever we need to do.
I mean, that sounds almost mafioso.
It's business.
That's my line right there. I love it. Business. So, what do I take from this? I gotta get off. I gotta head out. So, what do I take from this? In the end, it's great to think of white space, barriers to entry, all of that. That's great on the back end of it. But in the end, you have to connect with people. You have to connect with customers. You have to connect with the everyday person, because they're the ones spending money, right? I'm the one spending money. You're gonna spend money on eBay, whatever it may be. You have to think of the human element of it, because if you can't connect the two, you got nothing. So Ryan Cohen, that's why his customer-driven service, customer-driven mentality, customer service-driven mentality is the best, and that's why he was so successful at Chewy, because he got that human element down. He understood the driver behind someone paying more money to Chewy to get organic dog food. It's the pictures, the handwritten notes, all of that. And I take so much from Ryan Cohen. I'm an open book, and I've learned in life, like, you have to just admit you don't know everything, and you got to take it in. So me as a parent, when you see the economy getting a little bit rougher, like dollars getting strained, I see GameStop acquiring eBay. I see more people listing things on eBay, going to GameStop. It's a one-stop shop. As a parent, man, I don't have time for anything. Look at me. I got home from work. I'm about to take my laptop over to my in-laws so I can work while we're celebrating another birthday, you know? I have no time for anything. I'm glad I got to stream today, but it would be so easy. Like take my collectible, go drop it off at GameStop. I don't even have to think about it, right? I'd probably create an account, hook up a bank account. I don't even know how they're gonna do it, but drop it off. They'll package it, list it, ship it, and it's done. I get paid. Easy, right? You pay. People pay for convenience here. Um, like for instance, the product I make, anyone can do it, right? But it's how are you doing it? Is it convenient? What? Like I've developed processes to make it more efficient. Ryan Cohen, think about the GameStop physical locations. It's going to make everything more efficient for people. And like I said, hey, uh, high margins, right? High margins with retro consoles, power packs, all of that. People come in, trade in their PSA cards. It's convenience. Grading with PSA, GameStop is a convenience, and it's just great. That's what I see. I see the human element of it. I see GameStop taking a load off my back, having to take pictures, find a proper listing, figure, whatever, proper model, proper pictures, shipping. You don't have to deal with the hassle of the buyers, different things like that. And Ryan Cohen will probably solve all of these pain points and help prevent chargebacks in the future, make it easier for us. But he's a real entrepreneur, a real operator. You can see the how happy he is, the smile, and I guess the light and twinkle in his eyes when he talks about being another startup, being an entrepreneur, and e-commerce being his wheelhouse. Um, but like I said, man, imagine what he's done with GameStop, turning it around hundreds of millions of dollars, $800 million flip, 799 point something $1 million flip from like 2021 to now. Um, Incredible. And that's not even his wheelhouse. He had to learn the physical retail business. More or less shares than Marantz. Oh man, I'm dumping everything in the GameStop. I only own one stock. That's what I gotta say. But yeah, man, I gotta head out right now. I gotta go to the in-laws for birthday dinner. And till next time, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it'll be 4 days in a row. We'll see. Till then, man, can't stop, won't stop GameStop. Peace.